This is a video that I realized I've done before, but basically it's like inner demons. So a friend of mine said once that I tend to only really enjoy doing things for other people, or if I do something for myself, I tend to do better when I'm doing it for, like having people over for dinner. Like I'll clean the living room and think it looks really good, or I'll clean the kitchen and think it looks really good. I clean the kitchen and I feel like okay about it. It feels nice to be like semi-organized, but I don't feel good about it. And I realize that this is probably something I haven't said, so maybe I should say it. That growing up, like my stepmother had, like, her idea of like how many things you could do in a day was never realistic, like for herself. And at one point in time, I remember she burnt out. But she'd give herself like way too much to do, sense of responsibility, and then for the next day, the things that didn't get accomplished the previous day were put on top of way too much stuff that was planned for the next day. And sometimes I think that, like, this is it was like a defensive reaction, that if you're overwhelmed with things, it's a way to prevent having to do anything that's not already on your list. And you can't add to the list because your list is already overwhelmed and it's apparent to you and everybody. So no one's going to say like, hey, could you take a moment too? No one. So, you know, here how that came and how that I think affected me is that if I get something done, I don't feel I'm just doing it for myself, like, trying to clean up the living room or hang up all my clothes after I do the laundry. It just feels like once it's done, all it really feels like it's now you can move on to the next step. And I remember, like, so there's no sense of like, I feel proud about that. I'm glad I got that taken care of. Oh, that looks nice. There's no sense of joy about it. But yet I'll feel that joy, if someone's coming over, and I'm like, trying to like tidy up for them. Then I'll feel the joy. But not for myself, because it's just like the next thing is to do another thing. And I remember, like, for me, like, I remember one day I was like, I've got the whole day, I've got nothing planned, I should just do stuff, I should just keep moving. And I think it got all morning long, went well into the afternoon, and I got a huge amount of stuff done, and I felt really kind of miserable afterwards. I remember like going to get beer and like just drinking beer and like trying not to think about the things that I had done. See, at one point in time, I think this is the video I made a long time ago. I think at one point in time, this is where I came up with my 3 things a day. Just so, like, you could, like, I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and I'll do this, and then I'm done. So that there isn't this sense of, like, I could feel that I accomplished that. But, like, I still felt like things are just stacking up. And that might be irrational, or it might be rational, like, remember someone told me once, like, the secret to being in the kitchen is to clean as you cook. That way when you're all done, there's nothing left to do, so you can just be happy with eating. I think that's kind of like how I should be with, like, living. Like, if you get caught up and then you just stay caught up. But I kind of worry about it, that it'll be a little bit like that one day that I worked till like all morning and late to the late afternoon, and didn't feel really good about it at all. Sometimes I make these videos in the morning. This is like early afternoon right now, and I feel like I'm not really a morning person. feel like my morning videos kind of grumpy-ish. Got the grumpy pants on. Because then, like, it'll be like later in the day and I'll think back, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I did enjoy doing that. It was nice. When I come home, it'll be nice to see that I took care of all the laundry and stuff like that. But that doesn't, I mean, being grumpy doesn't change the fact that I could definitely tell that, like, if I have lots to do, there's no sense of accomplishment or joy. That's the other thing too I made a video about. It's like, there's really no even sense of like rewarding myself. I find it really difficult. Like, if I do, like, I remember I had a goal once, like I'd reach this one goal. It was a hard goal. And my idea was like I was gonna go buy a cowboy revolver. And I eventually did, but not till years afterwards. Like, it took years to like get up the whatever to just go do it. And I wish I could just rewire. See, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and they basically like took a photo of some rooms, then they got like super, super high and put on music and just cleaned like as fast as they could. And then they sent me photos, you know, like 30 minutes later or something like that. Like, it was fast. And I was like, that was really impressive. The thing is, I don't want to get super high. I mean, I don't even want to get high. I would like to do something like that without, you know, without relying upon drugs. See, that's not necessarily a bad idea, but like setting a time limit, like just for an hour go do stuff. But sometimes I think I should really kick ass and try to do as much as I can over a couple days, every once in a while. Like, try to get ahead of the game maybe, and then set aside like every other day to do like 30 minutes of like, let's do some fast cleanup. Let's do 30 minutes of something, you know. And it's like, if you can't find something, you know, like clean or vacuum or I bought duster stuff for the first time because like there's cobwebs up on my ceiling and I keep noticing them and I never do anything about it. So I could run those Swifters or whatever they are running around with those. Anyway, I need to do something because like this morning I got fairly large amount of stuff done. I'm kind of like getting not only did I do laundry and hang everything up, but I started moving winter stuff into a closet I hardly ever use, and pulled out some jackets that I don't really wear. I like those jackets, but if I'm not wearing them, then I should probably go. I need less stuff, which is complicated. I've got a complicated relationship with stuff. When I finally moved out of my storage because I was going to move into my new home from living in the tiny house, one of the things I think I found several, was shoe boxes of old shoes. Shoes that I'd worn out, and I couldn't be sure that wouldn't have to wear them, you know? Like, I couldn't be sure that something in life would happen to me and I would need some shoes and I wouldn't be able to afford them, so I saved. It's poverty mentality, essentially. So it's not like I'm a hoarder, but I certainly have a stuff issue. Certainly have. It would be okay if I was like, I feel it'd be okay if I was really active in using the things that I have, like those jackets or the power tools I have. Like, I've got stuff that needs power tool work. Like, I got the tiny house door. I wanted to put that up in the big shed. I've got the tiny house windows. I wanted to put that in the big shed. I mean, it's better to just put them up on something, you know, install them, than what I got going on now is I'm storing them. So they're just taking up space. And, you know, you'd think that would be a fun project. But like I said, like, to me it would be like just one more thing to get done to work myself down the long list of things to do. Oh, well, I gotta drink some water and cheer up, I guess.